Did you know that you can change the past? Just by going into your memories? I'm going to explain exactly how to do this coming up in this video. So I have made previous videos about this term called revision. Neville Goddard called it revision because you are going back into your past memories and revising them. We are changing the outcome of what had happened. We're not only changing the past, but it's going to then lead to an unfolding to where it changes your future. If you never experienced that thing in your past, then you wouldn't currently have that programming to where you are experiencing it right now. So what revision is, it's very simple. It's just a reprogramming of your mind, and you're just going back into your childhood that caused that programming to even take place. So a lot of the times it's programming from our parents that were installed between the ages of 0 to 7. And if we can change that programming of our parents not showing us that they're choosing us or making us feel like we're rejected or not loved or good enough, it's going to then change our current circumstances of, say, our SP not choosing us. Or if our parents gave us shitty beliefs about money and money is hard to come by and you have to work hard for it, we change those beliefs that they instilled into us, and it will change our current circumstances of money flowing into our lives a lot easier and not having to work at it at all to be able to get money to come to you. So that's why revision is extremely powerful, because it's not just changing your past memory and your emotions about these things that had happened to you, because every time that you think back on a memory that wasn't so pleasant, it actually causes a reaction within you, an emotional reaction within you. It re-impresses it, and then it has no choice but to manifest again in your life. So if you are currently struggling with money, and every time that you think about the memory of the fact that you have struggled with money, or that you are stressing about being able to pay your bills, that is going to create a pattern to where you are stressing about paying your bills and not having enough money. So if we revise that, we can revise the childhood things, we can revise day-to-day things, and we can revise on spot. When you are currently experiencing that situation, you can revise in your mind, nope, that's not how it's playing out, and change it. And it really is that simple, and it doesn't take a lot of effort. You can visualize it, a new outcome. You can do affirmations, you can listen to sleep tapes. Whatever you think is going to work best for you, it does not matter the technique that you use. Each one of them in their own way is powerful. You choose which technique works best for you. If you have a belief that visualization doesn't work for you, then that belief will manifest to where you struggle to visualize. You struggle to be able to impress it through visualization. But if you have the belief that scripting is the all-time best way, and every time that you write something down, it manifests or it reprograms your mind, then yes, use that technique to be able to revise your past. Now I know I am covering the topic of revision very quickly, but like I said, I have videos previous on my channel that you can check out for a deeper dive into revision and what it is. And I'm also going to have at the end of this a clip from Neville talking about what revision is in his own words. But I want to just throw in there that revision is powerful. It not only opens and cracks open your core beliefs, but it allows you to manifest faster. Because if you never had those core beliefs, those limitations installed into you, then your ego wouldn't be stepping in the way of your manifestations to tell you you can't do it, you're not worthy, you're not good enough, or there's someone prettier. If we get rid of all of those core beliefs, then the floodgates just open. Your manifestations are allowed to come in a lot faster because you don't have that resistance there, that old story telling you why you can't have this thing or why in the past it hasn't worked out for you. So that's why revision is so powerful. If you take the time to really indulge yourself and dive into your childhood, dive into your past relationships, dive into your past work situations, your friendships, whoever has betrayed you or been unloyal to you or hasn't chosen you or rejected you or hasn't shown you the proper love, or to where it was toxic and chaotic. We can revise all of that. We can create new stories to where you were never even with that person in a past relationship. We can create a new version of your parents in their financial situations, or a new version of your parents of the way that they treated you and they were more loving and kind to you. Does not matter. There are no limitations when it comes to revision, but it is a crucial thing when you are manifesting. Now, you don't have to revise your past to be able to manifest. Let me make that very clear. But if you want to be as limitless as you possibly can, and if you want to have very little to no resistance in your life, and you want to feel better about yourself and the people in your life, in your circumstances, and for your circumstances to change a lot faster, revision is the key. Now let's dive into Neville Goddard's lecture where he talks about this. And guys, thank you for being here. Please like and subscribe. If you want help with coaching, I do offer one-on-one services. Check out the Dropbox below. You can follow me on Instagram, you can follow me on TikTok, and my website to be able to book your sessions are on there at soulutionscoaching.org. So please check that out. I'd love to help you. You are amazing. If you have any more comments to make about the videos that I'm making to help me improve them, please do that. I really appreciate it. And as always, you got this.
Nothing stands between man and the fulfillment of his dreams but facts, and facts are the creations of imagining. If man changes his imagining, he will change the facts. Man and his past are one continuous structure. This structure contains all of the facts which have been conserved and still operate below the threshold of his surface mind. For him, it is merely history. For him, it seems unalterable, a dead and permanently fixed past. But for itself, it is living. It is part of the living age. We cannot leave behind us the mistakes of our past, for nothing disappears. Everything that has been is still in existence. The past still exists, and it gives and still gives its results. Man must go back in memory, seek for and destroy the causes of evil, however far back they lie. This going into the past and replaying a scene of the past in imagination as it ought to have been played the first time, I call revision. And revision results in repeal. Changing our lives means changing the past. The causes of the present evil are the unrevised scenes of the past. The past and the present form the whole structure of man. It is carrying all of its contents with it. Any alteration of content will result in an alteration in the present and future. Live nobly, so that mind can store a past well worthy of recall. Should you fail to do so, remember, the first act of correction or cure is always revise. If the past is recreated into the present, so will the revised past be recreated into the present. Or else, the promise that though your sins are like scarlet, they shall be as white as snow, is a lie. The question may arise as to how, by representing others to ourselves as better than they really were, or mentally rewriting a letter to make it conform to our wish, or by revising the scene of an accident, the interview with the employer, and so on, could change what seems to be the unalterable facts of the past. But remember my claims for imagining. Imagining creates reality. What it makes, it can unmake. It is not only conservative, building a life from images supplied by memory, it is also creatively transformative, altering a theme already in being. The parable of the unjust steward gives the answer to this question. We can alter our world by means of a certain illegal practice, by means of a falsification of the facts, that is, by means of a certain intentional alteration of that which we have experienced, and all this is done in one's own imagination. This is a form of falsehood which not only is not condemned, but is actually approved in the gospel teaching. By means of such a falsehood, a man destroys the causes of evil and acquires friends, and on the strength of this revision proves, judging by the high praise the unjust steward received from his master, that he is deserving of confidence. Because imagining creates reality, we can carry revision to the extreme and revise a scene that would be otherwise unforgivable. We learn to distinguish between man, who is all imagination, from those states into which he may enter. An unjust steward, looking at another's distress, will represent the other to himself as he ought to be seen. Were he himself in need, he would, like the man on the cover of this record, enter his dream house in his imagination and imagine what he would see and how things would seem and how people would act after these things should be. Then in this state he would fall asleep, feeling the way he would expect to feel under such circumstances. Would that all the Lord's people were unjust stewards, mentally falsifying the facts of life to deliver individuals forevermore. For the imaginal change goes forward until at length the altered pattern is realized on the heights of attainment. Our future is our imaginal activity in its creative march. Imagine better than the best you know.